This great ITC, first of all, it is just the energy people have coming back.
Yeah.
And, I think we tried our best last year being virtual. I think there was some value from that, but I think we all know that there's nothing quite like being in person here. I always say the value of being here, there's three things. One is seeing the content on stage, right? Hopefully learning something, maybe or just being provoked by a new idea. Second is reconnecting with the people you want to meet already.
For sure.
And I like to say it's better to make one trip to Las Vegas and meet the 20 people than to make 20 trips to Las Vegas. The 20 trips, it's better to make one trip to Las Vegas and meet 20 people than to make 20 trips all around, right? That's a lot of flights. And then lastly, I love the serendipity. And it really feels like there's a lot of serendipity and discovery happening at this one. People are once again open to meeting new people and open to new ideas and possibilities. Yeah, so I've given a lot of thought about COVID actually as a kind of platform shift. Think about the mainframe computer, then the PC, then the internet, then smartphone. I actually think that the COVID is almost another kind of platform shift like those. That's why it feels like things will never be quite the same again. Old ways of doing business are now, some of them, obsolete, and entire new opportunities start to show up. So you saw a lot of that in adoption around claims, for instance, right? You can outsource more of the activity to the customer so that you don't have to have a person come and knock on the door and do a fist bump with them to handle a claim. I think we're seeing things like that. I think that we're seeing both the startups and the insurance carriers asking themselves across the board, what else can we do differently? It sort of helps. There's a lot of bad things from COVID, but one of the good things is that it does help break free of inertia. Yeah, so 5-6 years ago, it was the beginning of what I call the Cambrian explosion, right? It's just all these new things being tried out and tested, and many of them we all knew would fail. We just didn't necessarily agree on which ones, but we also thought many would succeed. I think now we're seeing really two types of insurtechs get their feet under them. One is the insurtechs that are facing the customer. They're actually insuring directly, competing head-to-head in many cases with the incumbent players. Then there's also the B2B insurtechs, the ones who are trying to help take the raw core technology and package it into a product that the entire industry can use, especially the incumbents who might not be the best at building it for themselves. I think we're seeing both of those, like I say, get some of their footing under them, get some real scale and traction. So the role of the insurtechs, on the one hand, is to prod and provoke and compete with the incumbents and move them forward with a little competition. And the role of the insurtechs, the B2B ones, is to help actually enable everyone, especially the incumbents. We have tools, we have an app. We really try to put the Connect in InsureTech Connect here. And nothing brings us more joy, actually, as organizers, than when we find out a month, 2 months down the road, someone emails us and says, oh, this deal got done because I met someone at InsureTech Connect. Right? Whether it's funding, whether it's a partnership, whether it's an acquisition, there's all sorts of great types of business that happen. And that's our job. Right? That's our job as organizers here, is to create the environment, both the tools, but also the mindset. Right? It's also, you come here, and maybe the other 362 days of the year, you've got a day job. You got objectives and metrics you got to handle. Fine. That gives you lots of reasons to say no and just stick with what you're doing. But for the 3 days you come here, I find that pretty much everyone shifts their mindset into what's possible, who's doing what can I work with here, what can I take back with me to accomplish my goals, and what are things that I just haven't even thought about, but you know what, I need to start thinking about today. Well, there's a few different things for ITC. Most important to us, this is our flagship event being in Vegas. The planning for ITC Vegas 2022, starts tomorrow. Actually, the truth is it started a few months ago, but like we got to make sure, because putting on something of this magnitude actually is a full-time endeavor for the team. We've also got ITC Asia, right? Now we had to have that be virtual, which is tough for the inaugural event, but I think that's still sort of full steam ahead, looking to 2022 to have it in person as long as we can do so safely. I think just trying to make sure that the community can move forward.